So he just woke up from his nap and I tried to give him his pacifier, so hopefully he won't be too upset because he's going to want his bottle really soon. But I thought I would try to bring him on here and show him to you at 5 weeks. There, he's going to spit that out any minute now. He knows that's not a bottle. So here he is. He's my big little guy. At 5 weeks old, he's definitely getting bigger. I don't know how well you can see him. There he is. He's looking around. That's something I mentioned in the video, is that he looks around a lot more now and kind of seems to follow things. So there he is. Look at him stretching. Stretching! So there is Bentley at... Oh, there it goes. There's Bentley at 5 weeks old. I didn't have a chance to do a video when he was 4 weeks. I was going to do every 2 weeks, but I didn't get a chance, so I'm doing one this week to just kind of tell you how he's doing, different changes, anything like that. If I don't mention a topic that you're interested in, whether you're maybe pregnant or you have a baby around my baby's age, just leave it in the comments below and I will answer you in the comments. So, one of the major things that's kind of changing and is going to continue to change probably every time I update you is his sleep pattern. And that's a big one that a lot of people are curious about because it's a big change for you as a mother. I'm used to being able to sleep an entire night without having to get up, you know, unless I want to get up or have to go to the bathroom for me. But to have a whole nother being create these times that you have to be awake in the middle of the night is just really crazy. So it's been getting a little bit better. He has started sleeping a good 4-hour stretch at the beginning of the night. Sometimes it's a little bit less, like it's not quite 4 hours, but it's really close pretty much every night now. So he usually goes to bed around 10 o'clock. Sometimes I hold off till 10:30 because I'm more of a night person myself. I have trouble falling asleep, but around 10 o'clock he will usually fall asleep. And so then he doesn't actually wake up until around 2 a.m. 2 to 2:30 sometimes if I waited until 10:30 to put him to bed. So he will do a good 4-hour stretch at the beginning of the night. He will get up, he will eat a bottle, I will change him, and he will fall right back asleep. The way that I kind of help that along is I don't turn on any like major lights. I don't move him any more than I have to. I just feed him, change him. He stays in the same blanket that he's swaddled in. Even when I'm changing him, I open it up and I keep him on it. I'm very careful, obviously, that I don't make a mess so that I have to get rid of that blanket, but I can keep him in that same blanket. When I feed him, I unswaddle him so that he knows it's time to be awake enough to focus on eating and not just fall asleep. But I keep him in that same blanket so he knows he has that warmth and he's able to fall back asleep, and he does. I have never had a problem with him falling back asleep, especially at that 2 to 3 a.m. feeding. He is still tired enough to fall asleep. And then he will usually sleep another 2 to 3 hours. If I can get him to eat his whole bottle at the 2 or 3 o'clock feeding, he'll sleep closer to 3 hours. Then he'll wake up and he'll need to eat and be changed again, and then he will go back asleep again for another 2 to 3 hours. Usually I will either wake up after that second feeding, or if I'm just too tired, if I didn't fall asleep very well after each feeding before, I will go back to sleep again for a little while with him that third time, and then we'll get up around 8 to 9 o'clock in the morning. And right now, I go back to work this coming weekend, and I don't work during the week, so it'll be okay for me to sleep in a little bit, luckily, but it's on the weekends that I do have to get up for work. But then it's going to be a little different with my husband helping me more during the night, so hopefully I'll be able to get up earlier. But as far as night times, they are getting a little bit better slowly. You know, it's still a little much having to get up 2 to 3 times a night to feed him, but it's been getting better. We're down to a routine. So other than that, he has started taking baths. Now, my last update, which was at 2 weeks, he had not taken his first bath yet, but it was later that same week that he did because I had to wait for his umbilical cord stump to fall off. They don't want you to submerge him in water or even get that area really wet. Some people think it's fine to wash that area to help the stump fall off, but in general, they say not to get it wet. So it finally fell off when he was like 17 days old, I believe, 17 or 19. Both of those are in my mind for some reason. But it took a long time for that to fall off, and my doctor said it was okay. And actually a big part of it fell off originally, and then the last of it waited until 17 or 19 days to fall off. So I finally was able to give him his first bath in the tub. He has like a little baby tub, obviously. He doesn't go in there all by himself, but I washed him and he loves bath time. He just kind of sits there. I think he's more concerned and doesn't understand why he's getting so wet, but he seems to like it. He's never cried during bath time, so I'm glad about that because I like bath time. I always give him a bath at night to help kind of relax him and get him ready for bed. So that's a big thing that has changed as we started doing that. And usually it's every other night. Baby skin is sensitive, so I don't wash him completely every single night. I obviously wash his bottom area pretty good every night, but his whole body doesn't need to be washed every single day. One big change as far as his development that's happened is he started following things more with his eyes. Before, he would kind of seem to focus on things, but only for a few minutes or a few seconds. Even on me when I'm feeding, he used to not really even focus that well, or if I moved back and forth, he didn't care. Now he cares. Even when he's in his bassinet and he's wide awake and I walk past, he follows me with his eyes. So that's a big change. He definitely is more aware of things around him and things moving around him. I know he still can't see that great. Everything's not clear or in the right colors or anything like that, but he's definitely able to be more aware of his surroundings. And then his sleeping during the day, he will stay awake in the morning for about 3 hours, sometimes 4 if he slept really well that night before and he's just not tired. 3 or 4 hours in the morning, then he will take a nap for about 2 hours in the afternoon, then he'll be up again for about 3 hours, and then at night he will take between like 5 or 6 and like 7 to 8 he will take another nap, and then he'll get up the last couple hours before bed, and then he goes to bed just fine. Those are really the only major things that are changing with him. Other than that, we do tummy time. That's one thing I did want to touch on. We do tummy time. He's still very small, so he obviously doesn't have a ton of strength yet in his neck or his upper body. So he isn't like up on his arms or anything. He's just generally laying on his face, but I'll turn him one way or the other. But he is starting to, I've noticed he can lift his head up more and even turn his head. He kind of squishes his nose trying to turn it, but he can turn it a little bit more back and forth. And he even kicks more when he's doing tummy time. I've noticed he's starting to kick a little bit more and kind of move his arms more, like he's becoming a little more aware of what to do and a little bit more of how to hold his head up when he does tummy time. And he tolerates about 10 minutes at a time, and I usually do that twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day, but usually I try to get in those 2 times. It's pretty important for babies, really from this age on, to do a little bit of tummy time every day to help them with those reflexes and those strengths. So that's really all for him. As far as me, there's really not a lot. I will show you my stomach 5 weeks out, and I am not applying the Palmer's anymore. I'm applying the Mederma stretch mark cream. I apply this directly to the stretch mark areas, not to my whole stomach, but where the actual stretch marks are, and I will rub it in a circular motion really, really well, because it says on the back, and I've read reviews and other people's opinions on it, the best way to use it is to really rub it in a circular motion into those stretch marks to get the best results. And I'm already noticing a slight difference. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but me, myself, I apply it every day, twice a day, morning and night, and I can notice a difference. So I'm definitely going to continue applying it. So I will go ahead and show you my stomach. Okay, here is my stomach at 5 weeks. So definitely have a little bit of like a pouchy here. When I wear like tighter pants, I can notice it more than I used to have. The weight is going down, but definitely need to do some strengthening exercises eventually for my stomach to get that back. Then my stretch marks are still over here. This is like a major, but I can feel, when I feel them, they don't feel as deep as they were before I started applying the Mederma. And then these ones are significantly lighter to me than they used to be. So I definitely think that over time, that Mederma is really gonna help. And then I have quite a few back here as well. So that's really it, nothing major. That's my stomach 5 weeks postpartum.